Good afternoon. This is Dave with a Saturday edition of the Daily Blooms, November the 10th, 2018. We're going to have 3 shorter videos today showing what's in bloom in my living room, where we're currently at, in the kitchen area, and then in the plant room. I have so many beautiful flowers that are in bloom now that I thought I would follow up on last week's, or what was a couple weeks ago when I did just the greenhouse. So they'll be a little shorter than one great big long one. So we'll start here in the living room, and this beautiful white cattleya has been in bloom now it started, the ones up there opened first, and then the ones down here has opened second. But it's been in bloom for probably a month now. Also, my Christmas cactuses are starting to bloom, as you can see back there. That's safely, I put them outside as well as the orchids in the summer. And I leave the Christmas cactuses out until it gets downright to like 40 degrees or so, and sometimes I even cover them up, and it gets even colder than that. And then I bring them inside, and they usually bloom within the next few weeks. So, not truly blooming at Christmas time, but they're nice to have in bloom during Thanksgiving holiday, and they last. Some of them usually last into Christmas. This white one, as you can see, has got a couple more sheaths. There's a sheath right there, and I believe there's another sheath right in through there. So this is obviously going to bloom during the winter again sometime. This white one is absolutely, fragrance is just delicious. It's very nice, very beautiful orchid with the older one that opened first. The yellow is more pronounced than the newer ones. I think it must be as it ages, the stroke gets a little darker. Here you can see obviously that the ones that have been open longer is a deeper yellowish orange than the ones that just opened in the last week or so. Another beauty is this one. This was in the plant room. I moved it out here because it was so beautiful, and it was in a spot that was couldn't see it very well. This is a beautiful lavender with a little yellow throat. There's at least 2 different sheaths on. The growth is pretty good, really. Looks like it's got quite a bit more growth. I don't see any more new sheaths, though, coming on it. This one has a different fragrance than the white one, but the two of them mingled together. They don't smell bad at all. So another beauty that I like, and I've had it for several years. In fact, I have more than one. There's also one of these blooming in the kitchen area, and then a small one that's in the greenhouse. But this one has had 4 spikes, as you can see, and they have between 8 and 10 flowers on them. Lavender to pink, I don't know, depends which way you look at it, how the light's hitting it, what color it is. This section, the fragrance intermingled, all these I think are fragrant, and they really are very nice. These plants, I have these 2 specimen-sized plants. The other one is in the kitchen area. You'll see that when I do the kitchen. are specimen-sized plants now. This one that just started to open, and they'll stay open at least probably into Christmas, I would guess. They've been open for quite a while now as it is, but this one is just opening, so I'm sure it'll still be blooming at Christmas time. This is another one that's got a sheath on, at least one or two sheaths. Here's a orangish color Christmas cactus that's getting ready to bloom. And then we'll pause and go and look at the other side of the windows here. Over here is my frags and paths that are in bloom. This is a very pretty frag. The upper hood has got a real nice touch of lavender, as you can see. This was an Sunset Valley Orchid Cross, first blooming for me. Over here I have some of my larger specimen orchids. Some of them are just getting ready to open. As you can see, this one has, quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buds with even some more sheaths that look like they're getting ready to open. Those are under LED lights. Another one back here. There's a different plant. This is where I keep my frags and my paths, in here. Here's another white one that is in bloom. Looks very similar to the larger one over in the other side of the living room. This is one of my favorites. It usually blooms twice a year for me. It'll bloom in the spring, and then it blooms about this time. And I've had it for several years. It is an unnamed cross. It came from the estate that I bought a bunch of orchids from a doctor that had collected orchids in Rochester. This is probably one of my most favorites. It's definitely a Laelia cross, I believe, of some sort. And I love the coloration of it. You have that beautiful throat with the ruffled edges, and I just love the flower itself and the orchid itself. It's definitely one of my favorites. And when I got it, I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to survive it. It was probably about a quarter of the size it is now. But it started blooming for me right away. Down here is another path that is just opening, so you can't really see it very well, though it's going to have a double bud. So that will definitely be something that we'll look at again before we're all done, and before they're done. And we'll just take a quick look of all of my Christmas cactuses in this room. And over here are my Christmas cactuses that are of different coloration, different shades of red, some lighter, some darker, that I have moved in. I've had these for quite some time, and I bring them in, and this is their home for the winter. Now, some of these probably will keep blooming through Christmas. I love Christmas cactuses when they're in bloom. They're quite nice. And though I said this was going to be short, it's almost 10 minutes, so and we still got 2 more to go. So anyway, we'll go on to part 2, which will be the kitchen area.